students, welcome back to my channel. In this video we'll see key answers for today's state level preparatory exam 2023. Dear students, it's a standard paper. Again, the paper is prepared by SLC board. It's a standard paper. You can expect the similar concept based question for the annual examination. Just in the exam, you should understand the question. The answer will be same, but the question can be asked in different ways. You should understand the question, and the main thing is, in science especially, you should attempt all the questions, all the subjects. In all the subjects, you should attempt all the question. Especially in science, you should not leave any question feeling that it might be difficult. You should attempt all the question. And also, dear students, after this preparatory exam, I'll be posting the continuous worksheets or the videos. Do join my Telegram group and also do subscribe the channel. We'll go to the for first question. The answer is electric motor. The device which converts electrical energy to mechanical energy is electric motor. The element which is used in making solar cell is silicon. Therefore, the correct answer is option D, silicon. Next, question number 3. At the time of short circuit, the current in the circuit increases abruptly or increases heavily. Next, fourth question. What is electric circuit? The simple definition is, what is electric current? It is the rate of flow of electric charges. Okay. The fifth question, the concept is electromagnetic induction. That is, if the conductor is moving inside a magnetic field or magnetic field is changed around a fixed conductor, the current is induced in the coil. Simple electric circuit diagram. For seventh question, it is an myopic eye. The reasons for myopic eye is excessive curvature of the eye lens, elongation of the eyeball. Eighth question, characteristics of good sources of energy. It should do a large amount of work per unit volume or mass. It should be easily accessible, be easy to store and transport. More importantly, it should be economical. What are the effects caused due to burning of overuse of fossil fuels? It leads to what? Air pollution. It gives the oxides of carbon, nitrogen, sulfur that are released on burning fossil fuel or acidic oxide. This leads to what? Acid rain, which affects our water and soil resources and also many monuments. In addition to air pollution, it leads to greenhouse effect because of the greenhouse gases like carbon dioxide. Ninth question, 3-mark question. Dear students, in the physics, you can expect experiment based question. For example, finding the focal length of a convex lens. You should thorough with the experiments in the book. See, in this here they have asked 3 experiments. That is, a current carrying conductor experiences mechanical force when that conductor is placed in a magnetic field. Take a small conductor like aluminum rod and suspend it horizontally. You can see suspend it horizontally. You will see using 2 connecting wires from a stand. Place a strong horseshoe magnet in such a way that the rod lies between the 2 poles with the magnetic field directed upward. Put the north pole of the magnet vertically below, south pole vertically above the aluminum rod. That is the conductor. Connect the aluminum rod in series with the battery, rheostat and key. Now pass the current to the aluminum rod or the conductor from end B to A. Now you can observe that the aluminum rod or the conductor is displaced toward the left because the current carrying conductor experiences a mechanical force when it is placed in a magnetic field. That is the conclusion. Ray diagram, then the object is placed between C and F. The position of the image is beyond C. Nature of the image is enlarged, realigned, inverted. Again, to show that white light contains 7 colors. Sir Isaac Newton was the first to use a glass prism to obtain the spectrum of light, right? Newton tried to split the spectrum of white light further by using another similar prism. However, he could not get more colors. Then he placed a second identical prism in an inverted position with respect to the first prism. This allowed all the colors of the spectrum to pass through the second prism. He found a beam of white light emerging from this second prism. This shows that sunlight is made up of only 7 colors. Next, the Earth's atmosphere contains what? Heterogeneous mixture of minute particles. These particles include smoke, tiny water droplets, suspended particles of dust, and molecules of air. The phenomenon of scattering light by colloidal particles gives rise to Tyndall effect, right? The scattering of light by what? The particles is called as what? Tyndall effect. Now, the color of the scattered light depends on the size of the scattered particles. Very fine particles scatter mainly blue light, while particles of larger size scatter light of longer wavelengths. The smaller particle scatters mostly the blue light. If the size of the scattering particles is large enough, then the scattered light is even appear white. Most of the in the atmosphere, it scatters most of the blue light, hence the blue sky of the color is blue, because blue color is of the shorter wavelength and which is most scattered than any other color. Least scattered is red, that's why it is used in danger signals. Red color is used in danger signals because it scatters least. 12th question, given R1 2 ohm, R2 2 ohm and R1 equals 2 ohm, R2 equals 4 ohm and R3 equals 4 ohm, V equals 6 volts, we need to find out the effective resistance or the total resistance when it is connected in parallel. So 1 by Rp equals 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3. By simplifying, we get Rp equals 1 ohm. By using Ohm's law, we get I equals 6 ampere. In the same way, using Joule's law of heating, we need to find out current and the voltage. Current we get 5 ampere and the voltage is 40 volt. Convex lens has two spherical surface bulging outwards, thicker at the middle and compared to the edges. Concave opposite of it, bounded by two spherical surfaces which are curved inwards, thicker at the edges and then the middle. A ray of light traveling in air enters obliquely into water, bends towards the normal. When it is rarer to denser medium, it is towards the normal. Denser to rarer, it is away from the normal. Why? Because water is optically denser than air. On entering water, the speed of the light decreases and bends towards the normal. When the light travels from rarer medium to denser medium, it bends towards the normal. Now part B, chemistry. 14th question. Calcium oxide reacts vigorously with water to produce liquid lime. This is a type of combination reaction. 15. Which one of the following is an unsaturated? It is a benzene because it contains double bond between the carbon atoms. It contains double bond between the carbon atoms. In question number 16, which has the largest atom? Atomic size should be more, right? Atomic size decreases across the period. Therefore, 19, atomic number 19, 22, 20, 22, 26 and 30. Which has the least atomic number? It is 19. Therefore, it is potassium. 16th question's answer is option C. So the above chemical is an endothermic because energy is observed to decompose silver bromide to silver and chrome. Two limitations of Newland's law of Newland's classification. It is found that law of factors was applicable up to calcium. After calcium, every eighth element did not possess properties similar to that of first. It was assumed by Newland that only 56 elements existed in nature. No more elements would be discovered in future. But later on, several new elements were discovered whose properties did not fit into the law of factors. 19th question. How ethanol can be converted to ethanoic acid? Ethanol is converted to ethanoic acid by addition of oxygen by release by oxidizing agents such as alkaline potassium permanganate or acidified potassium dichromate. Difference between oxidation and reduction. Oxidation is a process where oxygen is added to a substance. Reduction is a process where oxygen is removed from the substance. Example you can write. The reaction between next, what are 21st question, the reaction between the acid and base to give salt and water is called neutralization reaction. Acid plus base gives salt and water. A red litmus paper turns purple in the presence of neutral solution. This means the solution of the pH is 7. Then if same happens with the blue litmus will turn purple, indicating the solution to be neutral. Red or blue litmus paper, it turns purple when it is neutral. Water alkalis, bases which are soluble in water are called as alkalis. Uses of baking soda. Baking soda is used in soda acid fire extinguisher. Baking soda is used as an ingredient in antacid. Baking soda is used for making baking powder. What is baking powder? Is a mixture of baking soda and tartaric acid. In the following table, which has valency of +1, group 1 element, that is sodium, has +1 valency and the chlorine has -1 valency. Why argon is placed in 18 group? Because its valence shell orbitals are completely filled, and you can say that it has octet structure. Now moving to next question, 3 marks diagram. Instead of dilute HCl solution, you can write dilute H2SO4 solution, sulfuric acid. 24th question. Magnesium forms ionic compound with chlorine. Why? Explain. Magnesium atomic number is 12. Number of number of electrons in the valence shell is 2. Chlorine atomic number is 17. Number of electrons in the valence shell is 7. Now, magnesium atom has 2 electrons in the outermost shell. If it loses 2 electrons from the valence shell, it becomes stable octet. On the other hand, chlorine has 7 electrons in its outermost shell. It requires 1 more electron to complete its octet structure. What happens now? Magnesium donates electron to the chlorine, right? By this way, the transfer of electron happens between metal to a non-metal, which results in the formation of ionic compound. The zinc sulfide and zinc carbonates must be converted to zinc oxide. Then zinc sulfide ores are converted into oxide by heating strongly in the presence of air, called as roasting. Zinc carbonate ores are changed oxides by heating strongly in limited supply of air. This is called as calcination. Zinc sulfides, roasting. Zinc carbonate, calcination. Now, what are the oxides formed, which is made them to react with what? Using reducing agents such as carbon to get the what? Zinc. 26th question, carbon can neither lose or gain electrons, because to gain 4 electrons, it would be difficult for the nucleus with 6 protons to hold on 10 electrons. That is how to lose 4 electrons, it would require large amount of energy to remove 4 electrons. That's why it cannot lose or it cannot gain an electron. Well, how are esters formed? Esters are most commonly formed by reaction of an acid with an alcohol. Ethanoic acid reacts with absolute ethanol in the presence of acid catalyst to give an ester. On treating sodium hydroxide, which is an alkali, the ester is converted back to alcohol. This reaction is called as saponification because it is used in the preparation of soap. Soaps are sodium or potassium salts of long chain carbonic acid. So dear students, I have written answers in detail. You can write the answers in point wise. Carbon compounds are used tremendously as fuels because they burn with clean flame. No smoke is produced. In case of complete combustion, carbon compounds are very easy to handle. Therefore, carbon compounds are used as fuel. Carbon compounds have high calorific value, maximum ignition temperature, and their combustion can be reached. Hence, carbon compounds are great source of fuel. Carbon and their compounds give out lot of heat, energy and light when they are burnt in air. This is mainly because carbon compounds have greater calorific value. That's why carbon and its compounds are most used as fuels. See, most dirt is oily in nature. Oil does not dissolve in water. The molecules of soaps are sodium or potassium salts of long chain carboxylic acid. The ionic end of soap interacts with water while the carbon chain interacts with the ionic end interacts with the water while the carbon chain interacts with oil. The soap molecules thus form structures called micelle, which one end of the molecules is towards the oil droplet and other end faces what outside. It creates an emulsion. The soap micelle thus helps in pulling out the dirt in water and we can wash our clothes. There is also one more question. Why do soaps form scum with hard water? Hard water contains salts of calcium and magnesium. When soap is added to hard water, calcium and magnesium ions present in the water reacts with sodium and potassium ions to form insoluble substance called as scum. MCQs, Part C Biology, 27, the correct answer is option C, dendrite, cell body, axon, nerve ending. 28th question, the correct answer is option A, DDT, BHC and insecticides, because it takes lot of time to change their forms and structure. When compared to all the options, the more time to change their forms will be option E. 29th question, daughter cells generated by the division of bacterium cells are more similar because of the asexual reproduction. The variations will be less in case of asexual reproduction. Now, excuse me, sorry. Dear students, I'll be sharing this PDF in my Telegram group. And also, dear students, 36th question. Mendel's experiment to show that the trait can be dominant or recessive. He took tall plant and dwarf plant when he pollinated. In F1 generation we got tall plant. When it is pollinated again, self-pollinated. These two plants are cross-pollinated. We got 3 tall plants and 1 dwarf plant. It shows that the traits are dominant and recessive. The trait which is expressing is called as dominant trait, which is non-expressed is called as recessive trait. Complicated organs such as eye evolved in stages. Flat worms, eye spot which is not permanent, planaria, rudimentary eyes, functional, started by detecting it. Birds, compound eyes, ball shaped, human eyes, binocular eyes. This is how the eyes have evolved. 37th question. Neat label diagram of human heart. Human heart or brain diagram is very important for my question. Dear students, I am going a little bit fast because you can go through these key answers, but the main thing what I suggest for the annual examination is to go by chapter wise. In chapter, go by topic wise, concept wise you should study, then it will be easy. If you study thousands of questions, it will be of less use. If you go reading textbook and underline the important points, if you understand the concept, then you will be able to answer definitely you will be able to answer any question. Difference between fragmentation. The organism and the difference between fragmentation and regeneration. The organism breaks up into smaller pieces upon maturation. Each piece develops into new individual. This is pyrogeny. If organism is somewhat cut or broken into many pieces, each piece goes into complete organism. That is plenary. Example, plenary hydra. Next, what is the reason for increased accumulation of variations in sexual? Due to DNA copying, variations are increased in sexual reproduction. Next B question. Menstruation, the uterus prepares itself every month to receive the fertilized egg. The lining of the uterus becomes thick and spongy required to support the embryo. When fertilization had not taken place, the lining is not needed any longer. This lining breaks and comes out to vagina as blood and mucus, and that is how the menstruation occurs in human. Dear students, very standard paper. I can say that it is a very standard paper. Model paper and preparatory paper are very important. Do analyze the paper. Do try to study the textbook. Definitely after this preparatory examination, I'll be posting the continuous videos. Do subscribe the channel. Don't miss out any video until the exam finishes. I'll be updating everything in my Telegram group. So do join the Telegram group and also do share with your friends.